And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to Koi Place Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader today. As I said, a quick announcements. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, individual reads are back up and open, so if interested, either message or email me directly. Link is on May. We'll set that up, okay? So, Scorpio, what are we doing in this round of reads? Try to switch it up a bit, trying to push the one-to-one readings, which is going to be today, to the beginning or more towards the beginning of the month as I move things around. Again, there's a lot of things that happen in decisions with the As Things Change read. Go back and look at those in the channel if you're interested. But yeah, instead of having the one-to-ones at the end, I'm moving to the beginning. Now, what are one-to-ones? One-to-ones are a style of reading I do with party A over here, party B over here, and what's going on in between. Just an intimate deep dive about a relationship happening in the here and now. Two caveats about the style of reading. I hesitate to call them love readings because they're not always lovely, right? I talk about everything that comes to my table, and I can't always guarantee rainbows and sunshine. We will talk about the good, the bad, and the otherwise, right? So that's the first. The second, I promise you, they do not always have to be about love. They could be about friends, family, and coworkers, somebody you just met. Just what is the most prevalent relationship happening in the here and now, right? So, preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, Scorpio, even when it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you or mislead you. Otherwise, I wouldn't put any work into all 12 signs every round of reads that I do. Instead, we just lay our cards out on the table. And good or bad, rain or sunshine, we talk about it. Because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one, right? So follow along with me in your read today, Scorpio, one-to-one reading. And yeah, let's see what the cards say. You're going to be over here. Person's going to be over here. So what's the cards we need to see, please, for Scorpio in the one-to-one read today? What are the cards we need to see, please, for the Scorpio Collective in this one-to-one read today? What cards we need to see, please? On this side, oh my eyes. Seven of Swords. Okay, that's counteracting something. Hold on, what's going on with them? Judgment. Okay. So kicking off big, especially with the second of the highest of all the major arcana. On your side, Scorpio, we have somebody who I don't want to say necessarily is intentionally like fumbling or not living up to their word, but there's this aspect of promising them more than what we can keep, right? That's very much prevalent on your side. Why we're doing that, that's the interesting part to me, because I have not ascertained that reason. But what I have, wonder why that's, I'll throw this out then. Three of Cups in the outline. We're probably going to come back to this. But there's this notion that I have not lived up to basically every expectation that I set out, right? On their end, they have judgment. And it's like, okay, for what their decision is, what is the divine lesson to be learned? That is, they're at a pivotal make or break moment. So I don't know what's going on between you two, Scorpio, but if we keep on promising more than we can keep, then we have to accept, hey, maybe I need to change that. Maybe this might be unreachable for me right now. And that's okay. That doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a person, right? I would just want to put that out there. So now that we have individual parties on the board, yourself and the other, let's look at fronts and backs. In the backs, what's left in the behind, on the outsides, what's left to the wayside, what do we not directly say? In the fronts, what's being directly communicated or told between the parties. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. Fronts and backs for Scorpio in this read. Okay, Six of Wands. A moment of victory was had. Okay, so some development here, or at least acknowledgement of the efforts put in. Interesting. Why is it in the reverse? I'll take it, but hey, we are where we are. Two of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I know where this is going. On their end, the notion of self-fulfillment. Around strength. Card of Leo. Okay. Still with that Three of Cups outline. What we're seeing right now, Scorpio, pretty simple. How far can patience stress? How far can patience stretch? Now, Six of Wands and being in the behind area, or relieving that to the wayside, being recognized and being included and involved. That's not the satisfactory moment. Yeah, good. People finally acknowledge what I'm saying, but now I don't even want to be here in this argument or this conversation. And that Two of Swords in the reverse. And it's just so interesting that I have one card that was facing the opposite direction. That's why I threw it out. But this one coming out in the reverse. Let's not mince words here. I'm not exactly happy with how everything turned out, because people are lauding me for some things that, if you would listen to me before, we probably wouldn't be here, or we didn't have to take the hardest, longest way around. So, you're not happy. Got it. That's why the Seven of Swords came out in the beginning. So people are applauding me for taking the high road, but me smiling in people's faces doesn't mean that I'm happy. Got it. The high road is overrated. On their end, Scorpio, they finally reach a stage of self-fulfillment and finding their voice. Now the lesson here, the lesson here being how much did it take out of you in order for them to get back on their feet. Got it. And so the Three of Cups, a reunion, a request of assistance turned into almost digging somebody out of their own karma. I understand why you're frustrated, right? We took the high road, and boy, did it weigh us down. Okay, makes sense. Let's go to individual positions on each side. Show us cards we need to see, please, for Scorpio on this reading. What about each individual's positions? The Three of Cups is going to go into more explanation later on, because I keep on looking at it. It's just so interesting. I got one in the reverse and one that was already blatantly flipped in the opposite direction. Show us the cards we need to see, please. What about each individual party's position? On your side, Five of Cups, yeah. And on their side, Ace of Wands. The high road is overrated. Why am I having this reaction right now, Scorpio? Let me explain. Five of Cups is always defined by sorrow, despair, or just a deep sense of drowning in the long run. On their end, they've never been more fired up than ever, right? And so, I'm getting congratulations. But now who's taking care of me? After my energy's been drained, after we've gone through all of this, and finally I dug you out of whatever slump, whatever depression, whatever thing you were going through, and you feel happy, and I feel like a lot of that just got transferred over to me. I took the high road, I helped you, and now it's not that, we're both better off for it. It's almost as if energetically we switch places. Now I feel like I'm overwhelmed, unable to do anything, and the brutal truth of the matter is helping you tore me apart. Got it. That's brutally honest, but then again, that's why that Two of Swords came out in the reverse, because there was something that must be said, and there's no other way for me to slice it, dice it, or roll it. You feel good now, but when we started this venture out for me to come help you, and you said that you would be better, you found your voice again, but it took me dragging you out of bed and rearranging my schedule and doing all these different efforts, and I'm tired. I'm so tired. I understand it, Scorpio. That makes sense. Okay, underneath it all, Ten of Swords. Painful truths and conclusions that we make here. We are no better off for having done all of it. Next, now then we have two parties facing each other, one to one looking at the other. Let's look at 1-1, what is shared in between. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Scorpio on the 1-1 read. What cards we need to see, please, for Scorpio on the 1-1 read. Because that's a lot of discontent and a lot of unhappiness that you masked for so long. And people were patting you on the back for helping this person, but nobody really knew how much it took out of you. And now you don't want to lash out at this person. That it is that obvious. I don't think it's necessarily animosity. It's just you're so drained. And yeah, they've elevated to a higher status. They've gotten to their better selves. And now energetically you feel almost hollow. So show us the cards we need to see in between for Scorpio's read, between themselves and their person. Down the middle. Ace of Cups. Okay. My water is now will be fulfilled, or at least that is the hope. We're sharing in between Star, the card of Aquarius. That hope can light the pathway, that this was done proper and with reason. The Five of Swords, upright. That this was probably did more harm than good, or just the internal battle and mental damage that was told out in the process. Temperance, card Sagittarius. I'll be better with time. I do have it within my toolkit and the trust in the process that it can and will be okay. And the Nine of Pentacles. This requires work and investment. Underneath it all, Three of Swords. More pain. More and more pain. I don't know what happened between you and this person, Scorpio, but it's clear and evident that whatever was supposed to be a group project became a solo venture very, very quick. That is what I'm going to say. And yeah, I think both you and this person know you have what it takes to claw yourself out, but that doesn't mean that we're just going to magically erase the toll it took to pull them out of whatever hole they were dug into, right? And I think this is the part of, wanting to be the good person, wanting to take the high road and do the right thing. That person has to lift themselves out too, right? You became so drained and putting on a smiley face and saying, yeah, no, it's fine. At one point, you just switch places with them. Heartbreak, painful conclusions and endings. Why are we here? I think that's a bigger question we need to ask, because right now we're just so we're like an emotional shell shock right now. We're just so done, tired, developing bad coping mechanisms, etc. But that's the brutal truth that you're telling to them. Like, yeah, they're on cloud 9, the 9 of Cups over there. They've never been better, truthfully, because of all the work that you did. And now they got their voice back, they got their confidence back, and pats on the back, Scorpio, you really helped out. Thank you. But do you see just how much it's impacted me? And I don't think that's even crossing their mind right now. So that's probably why judgment is coming out of, okay, now you're in a better position. How can you pay it forward and give it back? Okay, makes sense. Resolution. As we move towards resolution, please define the major arcana shown across the table for Scorpio on their reading. I'm going to look at strength first. What about internal voice before we move onwards? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Scorpio on their 1-1 read today. Five of Pentacles. Particularly the notion of work and material poverty. And I'm taking that very much quite literally, Scorpio, as you help somebody out financially, and on their end, basically they found their voice and found their will to get up, get out of bed and go do stuff, right? So the fear of being left behind, yeah, they are finally out of their rut. They're not, relying on bad coping mechanisms anymore, but what did it take to get there? So in Judgment, the Fool. Hey, what is the price of a new beginning? Right now, you're feeling the price was transferring all of that to you. And that's fair based off of what I'm seeing in this read. To the Star, Word of Hope, Three of Cups. At least we can celebrate amongst each other. We're friends, right? Oh. And that's why that Three of Cups popped out. That is why. Three of Cups always is, again, symbolized by reunion and or the notion of genuinely being in good camaraderie and good spirits with those around you. Here, the Three of Cups, with everything that being shown on the board today, Scorpio, yeah, I don't know if we're trying to revive a situation with a past best friend or whatnot. It shows. I think we overextended ourselves a bit because, hey, we're friends, right? And taking the high road here put us in a very dangerous and draining situation. Yeah. But, hooray for friendship. And to Temperance, the Queen of Cups. The best of me will come out with time. With everything as it is right now, just give me a moment to relax. Give me a moment to breathe. This is overwhelming for me, and this is a lot to take in. In resolution, Ace of Swords, what is truth? Nine of Cups, how do we get to fulfillment? Okay, underneath it all, Seven of Wands, guarded from facing reality. Oh, this is messy, but not in the bad, intentionally malicious way. Here's what's going on in your read there, Scorpio. Helping another person, getting them back up on their feet. Yeah, it seemed like an altruistic task at first. And then eventually you were so overwhelmed and you eventually did dig them out. But now you're left with an empty cup. You're left energy spent. You're left almost traumatized from the experience of helping another. Long and short of it. On their end, although they're claiming gratitude and being back up in good spirits and getting back on their feet, the reality of the situation is they also have to be acknowledging of the price that is paid of digging them out of whatever rut that there was. And right now they're just very happy about the new beginning and they express gratitude, but have they lived it? Right? Have they truly changed? On your end, it's like all that was that negative, everything that I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do anything. I'm going to mope around the house. I'm not going to go look for a job. Whatever was going on over here, it just transferred over to you. It didn't transform. It didn't do anything. It just went from point A to point B. And I think that's the frustrating part about it is like, okay, other people recognize how much effort you put into helping this person. You had to put on a strong smiling face because evidently nobody else was helping you to help this person. And now we're just stuck with, hooray, we did it, I guess. But truth and self-fulfillment, it's not for them. They got back up on their feet. For you, altruism is not good enough. It's not. And I don't want to see you burn yourself out again trying to save somebody from their own waters. It's, no matter the situation, it's not fair. And if we're going to move forward, then yeah, you made the commitment that you will eventually get better. It will take a lot of time, more extended even now. But please, if somebody doesn't want to save themselves, you cannot stop them from drowning. I don't want to see you do that in the process. You're already a water sign. That's an oxymoron. That's what I got in your read today, Scorpio. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, now you're in the state of recovery. I hope that you find the time and space to recover right. I'll see you around, okay? Take care.